Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Wednesday, April 10th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. And if you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel, and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey, what up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, bro?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm just trying to post some content real quick before we hop on this video.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, man, real quick, before we jump into any kind of NBA, I got a question for you. What do you think, bro? Lakers are cleaning house. You seen that Magic Johnson stepping down? I seen the thing that we're going to fire after our last game. We were going to fire our whole coaching staff. Like, what do you think about the situation, bro?
I mean, my question to you would be, in the last, 24 or 48 hours, did you marry Jeannie Buss and I didn't know about it?
No, why?
Because here you go with the we again.
Oh.
I didn't know maybe like you. I mean, I was hoping maybe you were going to tell me that you and Jeannie Buss eloped and you were about to give me a box, Staples Center, and Hey man, look, I think the whole thing is a mess, bro. That's what I think, and I think it's been a mess since
it didn't land Anthony Davis.
No, I think it's actually been a mess since Jeannie Buss since Dr. Buss died, right? When Dr. Buss died, if you're a Laker fan, you know that changed everything. His kids got in it. It got very ugly. Then, Jeannie Buss basically gave her brother a timeline, and if you don't win by this timeline, then I'm taking the team over. She took the team over. She brought in Rob. She brought in Magic, and I think there's when you see Magic Johnson, a guy who's played there, coached there, and been a part of the front office, and has also owned a part of the team, stepping down. I just think that there's something going on, and I think it may have to do. I hate to say this, but this is the one thing about LeBron James. It's the one thing about LeBron James, and that is that he's always put pressure on coaching staffs and organizations to go out and do things to kind of fit what he wants, and he's not a team player from that standpoint. He wants to go hand select people to fit his game, which you can't blame him on one side, but on the other side of it, the organization has a responsibility, and that's to put a winning product on the floor. And I think that the environment LeBron can bring is toxic, and I think that's what's going on. I think Magic doesn't necessarily agree with the direction that they're going to go, and I think the organization is catering to LeBron James, and Magic is saying, I'm out.
So like, 'cause I heard a thing that they're saying that maybe LeBron would request a trade. Like, do you think that's like LeBron's there? He's like getting everybody out. He's gonna do his own thing. That's what you're thinking?
I think that look. The Lakers took a lot of heat for giving Kobe Bryant the contract they gave him, and the heat was that you're paying him for what he did in the past, not for what he's going to do in the future. And that's the type of organization the Lakers are. The Lakers are an organization that has always taken care of its players. Yes, they did trade Shaq out of there. Yes, they have, Gasol got out of there, but they've always taken care of their players, and they're a lot like the Raiders from that standpoint. The people come back to the organization. I think what's going on is I think that LeBron does this in a different type of way, and he wants his people. He has his own team of guys, and it's very well known that, look, he's doing the whole thing on ESPN, right, where he's talking about, everybody told him they couldn't do it, and his agent and his manager, and they're all young guys. And I think that those guys come in and they put a lot of pressure on an organization, and I don't think Magic wants to deal with that. And I think the organization has made a commitment to LeBron James, and they're kind of in a catch-22. Like, do we either go along with it, or we have to get him? We have to get rid of LeBron. I think Magic is choosing to separate himself from the situation.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. We'll see what happens, man, because there's still going to be a crazy summer, whether Magic is there or not. We're going to be going after
I
some
personally think that's part of it also. I think Magic may see the writing on the wall that they're not going to get a big-time player to come play with LeBron James. And I think that when I saw the headline that he was stepping down, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was they're probably not going to get anybody. I think the Clippers – I think Doc Rivers, the coaching job he did getting this team with nobody into the playoffs has won him free agents. I think that there's people who are going to come to the Clippers, and the Clippers are going to be the team to make the big splash. I don't think it's going to be the Lakers.
Yeah, hey, we'll see, man. Hey, enough of that. We got 11 games we got to talk about. I'm ready to jump in this slate and just kind of, just see kind of where we're at. I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys resting. There's going to be a lot of backups we're going to be looking at. So yeah, man. I mean, let's just jump into it and just do our best. So yeah, first game we're going to go with is going to be the Chicago Bulls going into Philadelphia to face the 76ers. This game, we don't have an over-under yet, but Philadelphia is favored by 9 in this one.
Give me 1 second, bro. Why don't you take the other side? Let me get – I was posting some content. I don't have that up yet.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said give me a second. I was posting some content. Why don't you go ahead and take the other side, and then I'll come back and get my side.
Yeah, no problem at all. So on the 76 side of things, we got a couple game time decisions. We got to wait and see what kind of happens with that. We'll maybe get some value and some extended boost. If some of these guys are out. Joel Embiid, he was out Tuesday, did not play. He's a game time decision for tomorrow. JJ Redick is a game time decision as well. Obviously, if both of these guys are out, then it gives a boost to Tobias Harris, to Ben Simmons, to Jimmy Butler. But the 76ers, they still need to win games. And I think they have one. I don't know if this is their last game. They may have one more.
This is it, bro. Everybody's done tomorrow.
Oh, this is it? Okay, yeah. So this is their last game. It's not like they just can, give this game away and not, win this game. So some of these guys are definitely going to play. So we just really got to wait on the news. Like I said, I like, the boost that Tobias Harris, Simmons, Butler will get. And then if Embiid and Redick are out, you can look at a couple guys off the bench. Boban will get the start if Joel Embiid is out. Bare minimum price tag $3,500. He'll definitely be in play if that's the case. And then if JJ Redick is ruled out, you can look at a guy like TJ McConnell. He'll get some extra run at bare minimum price tag. He'll be a solid value play as well. So yeah, man. I mean, it's the starters, and then Boban and TJ McConnell get the boost if Embiid and Redick are out.
Bro, I have a quick question for you. Do you know what Boban I haven't looked. Do you know what Boban did tonight?
I don't. I can look it up for you real quick though. I know he got the start. Let me see. Let me check.
Boban had 26 at minimum value.
Okay.
Boban was 0.7% owned, and I just put 2 entries in today in NBA, and their larger entry fees, and he was 0.7% owned. I was super shocked. 0.7% owned. There were some guys in that I thought were like crazy low owned, and at borderline I thought I was nuts. Like Boban was one of them that I played at 3.5, and he got 26, which is 8x. So I mean, I was kind of blown away at some of the exposures. Joe Ingles and I went for 37. He was 1.4% owned. It's kind of another obvious spot with Ricky Rubio. So I was kind of blown away. I was just curious. I didn't have it up in front of me. So, look, I think that this is a spot you could probably use some Bulls, right? I mean, I think that Arcidiacono is in play here, and that's kind of – I'm going to kind of go through this when we go through this. I'm not going to try to go on a rant and give you guys all the plays that are available. I'm just going to kind of give you the obvious things that I see, right? So the obvious thing I see here is you can play Ryan Arcidiacono if he's going to start. Shaq Harrison at 6.1 is in play also, and that's kind of where I'd keep that. I mean, you've got some guys on the bench, Walter Lemon and Jakar Sampson. Their prices are pretty expensive. I think as we move through this, you'll see there's some better opportunities than where they're at.
Yeah, I agree. Archer and Diacono and Harrison for sure. Moving on, next game we're gonna go with it is gonna be the Golden State Warriors going into Memphis to face the Grizzlies. This game we don't have an over under yet, but but the Golden State Warriors are favored by 7.5.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what happened here tonight, but I'm pretty sure that last night I said that I looked for some Warriors to be sat, and I'm pretty sure they sat
Yeah, Kevin Durant was out,
Steph
and
Curry and Kevin Durant, right? As well as Bogut and Iguodala.
I know Kevin Durant was out. I don't know. I don't know who else rested.
Let me.
I think it was Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson rested too.
I'm pretty sure Curry didn't play because I think Quinn Cook had like 30 fantasy points tonight.
Okay, yeah, but I know. So
That being said, nothing changes here.
Right.
Nothing changes here. It's the same thing. They've locked the 1 seed up. There's no reason to play guys here. I mean, I would really look again at Quinn Cook, Kevon Looney, Alfonso McKinney, Jonas Jerebko, and Jordan Bell. Those are the guys that I'd be looking to play if I was going to play Warriors. And the flip side of this game, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's the same exact spot as it was today against Detroit. I mean, it's the same guys, and we know the run they're going to get.
Hey, so check this out real quick. So Curry, Klay sat out, Durant sat out. Curry played 9 minutes. He played 9. I think he just played the first quarter.
Well, and that's my point. As we move through this, that was my point with today. Last night was I thought Toronto and Golden State were in the same spot.
He twisted his ankle. Okay, here it is right here. I found the report. Curry's ankle, who exited in the first quarter. So I think he rolled his ankle today, and he left in the first quarter. So that's a little concerning. Hopefully he's all right. On the Grizzlies side of things,
that would be more of a reason to rest everybody tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't take the risk. Yeah, no, for sure. Especially, yeah, no, that's bad. On the Grizzlies side of things, I mean, the Grizzlies are a team that's playing hard, but the prices are up for all these guys. I mean, if they're going to be playing against a bunch of backups in the Warriors, I mean, you can look at a couple guys. DeLon Wright, his price tag is just outrageous. I mean, I can't look at him at this price tag. But Justin Holiday 5.4, Dorsey 5,000, Kabakalo 5,000. All these guys are playing a bunch of minutes right now. They're getting a chance to prove themselves. I mean, I think that those guys are in play against the Warriors in an up-tempo game. You got Tyler Zeller, at 3,700. If he's going to play the minutes, he's in play as well. I mean, really on the Grizzlies, it's a bunch of backups is what it is. Rab 6,300. The price tag's way up there. The only way I'm gonna really like him if he's in that starting lineup is gonna play you 30 minutes. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Grizzlies. I'm not really gonna be playing too many Grizzlies tomorrow. You interested in the Grizzlies?
I just think that it's good. There's good value and there's safe value, in my opinion, because we know there's some spots where there's going to be value tomorrow that we don't really know what it is. But there's value here, and you're going to pay a little bit more for it, but you know what it is. Kabakalo, Justin Holiday, Tyler Dorsey. We know what it is.
Yeah, they're getting the minutes for sure. Moving on, next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Miami Heat going into Brooklyn to face the Nets. This game has a 218 over-under, and Brooklyn's favored by 3.5 in this one.
I'm really disappointed here that that Memphis didn't do what I wanted Memphis to do and knock off Detroit tonight, because Miami, unfortunately, is now eliminated. And I was really looking forward to this being a spot for Dwayne Wade. Fanduel has put his price at 5.33333 as a tribute to his number. I think he's an excellent play tomorrow. He's not going to go out tomorrow and put up the 60-point game that Kobe Bryant did, but I would be shocked if he didn't try to. And we know that Brooklyn's going to give it up. To me, it's about Dwayne Wade here. That's the number one thing it's about. This guy's going to go out. This guy's a great NBA player. He's one of the only guys from his draft class that I have respect for, that think that they could have played with the other era of players. So it's really, to me, about Dwayne Wade. Again, 5.3.
Yeah, on the net side of things, I mean, you look at the obvious guys. You look at D'Angelo Russell, He's playing, crazy this whole entire season, 8.8. His price tag is actually down a little bit. Karis LeVert back in that starting lineup, 6,200. He's a fair price tag. I like him in this spot. I think that those are probably the top two plays. And then you always got to consider Dinwiddie at 5.3 coming off the bench. He's a guy that gets you 28 minutes, and he has 40 fantasy point upside. Outside of that, I'm going to wait on this Joe Harris news. If Joe Harris is out, it's going to give some opportunity to a couple guys. So we got to see who's going to be in the starting lineup for him. I could see them possibly going with maybe a smaller guard look, and they can maybe throw in a little Shabazz Napier in there. Dinwiddie is a guy that no matter what, he's going to come off the bench. So if Harris is out and we're going to get one of these guys for pretty cheap, you can look at kind of value there. So we got to wait on that news. But the main guys are really D'Angelo Russell, LeVert, and then you can do a little Dinwiddie as well.
Cool.
Moving on, next game we're going to go with is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder going into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. This game has a 224 over-under, and OKC's favored by 4.5 in this one.
Does this game mean anything to Oklahoma City? Let me look. They're 6, 48. They can't move up. I guess they could drop to 8 tomorrow. So they're the 6 now, looking at a matchup with Houston. Yeah, I mean, they played their ass off. This will be interesting. This is going to be interesting to see.
I didn't even see who won.
They beat Houston by 1.
So they beat them by 1.
They can't go up any further. Houston could tomorrow, I believe. Denver's playing. So Denver lost to Minnesota. Denver lost to Utah tonight. Denver lost, but the problem was Houston lost also. So a Denver loss to Utah would bump, I believe, Denver to 3, Houston to 2, and that would change the playoff matchup. But this looks like Oklahoma City and Milwaukee. Look, Westbrook, Paul George, Jeremy Grant, Steven Adams. Move on with your day. You can, and also Dennis Schroeder.
Bro. Okay, so we got our boy Antetokounmpo out. We know what slate it automatically is. You got Bledsoe 7,000, Middleton 6,600. Both of those guys are too cheap with no Middleton. Locks. Put them in.
I wouldn't go that far with Bledsoe.
Hey, 7,000 is a very fair price tag. And without
what incentive do they have to play him 32 minutes tomorrow?
No, I get you. Well, it depends on the minutes, but if they're
Sterling Brown is the play.
Think so?
It's guaranteed.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, out of Middleton, 6,600. I mean, he's a guy. He's way too cheap. I feel like every time Antetokounmpo's out, he gets you 40 to 45. I mean, the guy he's their second best player. So I like Middleton a lot, 6,600, and I personally really like Bledsoe. Ilyasova, 3,500 bare minimum price tag. I mean, he's a guy that we basically have locked in as a value play whenever he starts for Antetokounmpo. DJ Wilson, he's a guy that we've been talking about all season. When he gets the minutes, he produces. Your boy Sterling Brown, I do like him as well. I honestly think that this is you just load up on Bucks. That's the kind of slate that I feel like it is now that I seen the Antetokounmpo was out. And then
but I'm not trying to cut you off, but if this was 2 weeks ago, I would agree with you. But they have the 1 seed locked up. They can't move up. It's locked up. It's over. That's why they're sitting Giannis. That's why Brook Lopez is out. And Middleton hasn't played 30 minutes in the last 3 games. I get he can get you 30, but if you look at what kind of slate it is, you're looking for value here. And you're going to tell me that at your shooting guard 2 tomorrow, you're going to fade James Harden to play Chris Middleton?
Hey, I like Middleton without Giannis, so I personally would do it.
You would play bro, you need to pass that shit this way because you're tripping.
Hey,
you're telling me in a must-win game for Houston and the opportunity to get the 2 seed.
Why not play both of them? You can easily play both of them.
You can load up on Sterling Brown, who's going to play 30 minutes tomorrow against Oklahoma City. This is going to be a cakewalk game. The Bucks are basically here's the situation. Oklahoma City needs a win to make sure they stay the 6, and there is no incentive for Milwaukee to play this game. They just have to show up and stay healthy. They're the 1 seed. This game is going to Oklahoma City's going to come out and ball, and you're going to get Sterling Brown the whole 4th quarter, and he's starting. And you're going to get DJ Wilson the whole 4th quarter, and he's starting. load the value up, move on with your day. Middleton may get hot, play 24 minutes at most, and get you 28, 29 fantasy points. Could he get you 5x? Yes. So 2 weeks ago at 6.6, cash game play, 5x Middleton, lock it up all day long. Tomorrow, not going to happen.
Okay, we'll have to see tomorrow. Moving on, next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Detroit Pistons going into New York to face the Knicks. This game we don't have an over-under yet, but Detroit is favored by 9.5 in this one.
You lock up tomorrow. You lock Andre Drummond in cash games and move on, and that's who you play here. You lock Andre Drummond in. They have to win this game. They're currently the 8. They're in the same exact spot they were in last night. Miami was eliminated, but Charlotte is still alive. Charlotte has Orlando, who's already locked up their spot. Orlando may be playing just to keep them out, or they could just say, we're going to rest guys, let Charlotte get their win, and then Detroit's got to take care of business. So lock in Drummond. He's going to have a big game tomorrow. They have to win this game and move on with Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, on the New York side of things, I mean, I don't really know what I like with New York. I mean, all these guys are priced up. The guy that I probably like the most, Kevin Knox. Played. He had a really, really good game last night. 2 nights ago. Played him tonight. He got me, I think, 30 at 5.8 price tag. He has a little bit of upside. He's getting the minutes. So I think that he's a good play. He's a guy that's getting solid minutes. But, I mean, Dotson's in play as a GPP play, 4.8. But in all honesty, I'm not really going to be playing too many Knicks in this spot. I mean, they're all priced up. One guy you could possibly look at, Dennis Smith, he got the start tonight with Mario Hezonja out. So if he's going to start and he's going to play close to 30 minutes at 5.4, he's in play. But outside of that, man, I'm just ready to move on from the Knicks. Next game we're going to go with is going to be the Indiana Pacers going into Atlanta to face the Hawks. This game has a 225 over-under. Indiana's favored by 1.5 in this one.
Does this mean anything? Nothing. This means absolutely nothing. I'll play some Hawks. I don't have any interest in this side of it. I really don't. I don't have it. I mean, Corey Joseph maybe at 4,000, but he's going to be a key piece of their playoff rotation. So I be honest with you, Thaddeus Young at 5.8. If I knew he was going to play a full allotment of minutes, I would like the price and the situation. But this is another situation. They can't move up anywhere. They're not going to move down anywhere. They have a 2-game lead over their spot. What is the incentive to go out and play huge minutes for these guys? There is zero.
Yeah, I mean, on the Indiana side of things, I mean, their season doesn't matter. I think that they will definitely I'm not going to say they're going to play a lot of minutes and go over crazy, but I think that they'll play their starters around 30 minutes. The last game of the season, let's try to get a win and kind of get a positive start, moving into next year. They got a young core, going to have a lot of these guys back. Trae Young, 9,000. The price tag's up a little bit. GPP play, he is in play though. Collins, 7.7. Alex Lynn's a guy that's been getting some run with Dedmon out, and 5.5 is a fair price tag for him if he's going to play. He's been playing the minutes, so that's what we got to like about him. Prince and Horder GPP plays. I think you could look at the starting 5, and then you could look at Bembry, Vince Carter off the bench, and that's really where I'm at, man. Possibly a little bit of Bazemore, 3,600.
I think Atlanta will play. You're right. They'll play their regular rotation, just play basketball.
Because they're like, let's get a win to end the season and look, positive into next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've been playing too, right? I mean, they've been playing and they've been playing hard.
Right. Moving on, next game we're going to go with is the Dallas Mavericks going into San Antonio to face the Spurs. This game has a 217 over-under, and San Antonio is favored by 14 in this one.
So rounding out the retirement team at 41-41, tribute price, Dirk Nowitzki. I'm loading him up tomorrow. I will play the all-retirement pair with Dwayne Wade. 41-41.
Okay, got you.
This is not a mistake like your boy Chris Davis was today.
Yeah. Hey, if he was in the lineup, bro, I was gonna just go all in with them, bro.
I would have too.
I watched him yesterday, and he had hit a couple really hard balls, so a hit's coming, And for 500, that's how I was looking at it, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna load up Dirk and my all retirement team tomorrow with Dwayne Wade. I think that Dirk's gonna go play basketball tomorrow. I mean, he's going to, and guys are gonna look to get him shots. They're this is the last time he's ever gonna step on an NBA court. So I'm gonna play Dirk. I think a lot of people will also, and a lot of people play Dwayne Wade too. So outside of that, I don't mind Doncic here. I'm absolutely flabbergasted because I don't know what to say because he's not a game time decision right now. So I'll play Doncic. I think San Antonio needs this game. They're in, but they could fall to the 8 seed and then get the Warriors. So they have a lot of incentive to play, and the Mavericks have some incentive to kind of spoil it and knock them down to the 8 seed. So I can play Doncic. I will play Dirk. I like Justin Jackson at 4.8 starting, and Brunson at 5.2. I like him as well. So I think all 5 starters, you could play all 5 of these guys tomorrow.
On the first side of things, I mean, you go with their main guys. You said it. Must-win game. LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, both of them 8.4, 8.1. Very fair price tags for both of those guys. I really like them. I like both of those guys a lot. You can look at Rudy Gay off the bench. His minutes have been all over the place. That's the problem. But in a big-time game, must win. I think he's going to play 25 to 28 minutes, 5.6 price tag. He's a guy, off the bench, he can get fancy points in a hurry. He is in play, probably a little bit more of a GPP play coming off the bench. But outside of that, man, I mean, I'm not really going to be looking at anybody else. All these guys, their minutes are really kind of just all over the place. It's really, for me, on the Spurs, Aldridge, DeRozan, both very fair price tags. Moving on, next game we're going to go.
I have a quick question for you tomorrow. If you're going to play Harden, are you going to play – I'm going to give you 3 options: DeRozan, Dwayne Wade, or Chris Middleton?
I'll probably go Dwayne Wade. I like Dwayne Wade tomorrow a lot. I feel like Dwayne Wade's I like him.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next game that we are going to go with, it is going to be the Orlando Magic going into Charlotte to face the Hornets. This game, do you have the over-under on that one?
Let me see. Where are we at?
I got you right here. Sorry.
No over under in Orlando by 1. It looks like.
Yeah. So no over. So we don't have an over under. Orlando's favored by 1 in this one. This is pretty much a must-win game for the Hornets if they want any chance, right? And Orlando is what, like the 6, 7, somewhere right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, they can move down too. So I think this is going to be a pretty competitive game. Both sides probably going to play their guys.
Oh, Houston's done. I'm tripping. Houston's not on the slate? I thought Houston needed – oh, that changes everything. Okay, that changes a lot. All right, so
now you can see it. A Middleton and Dwayne Wade and move on with your day?
No, there's not a chance in hell I'm playing Middleton.
Or Brown. You like Sterling Brown, huh?
Probably. My interest in this game, I'll be honest with you, is none on the Orlando side. I just don't really have a lot of interest in playing Orlando without motivation. This is a team that has played their ass off the second half of the season. At one point, they were one of the top defensive teams. They went on a crazy win streak. They knocked off teams like consecutively. They knocked off like Oklahoma City, Toronto, and Houston, I believe. This is a good opportunity for them to play some of their guys in the backcourt. I don't believe that their seed is in jeopardy at all. Let me just check. They're the 7. So that's not. They're 41-40. Detroit would be 41-41. They'd be tied. I believe the tiebreaker, and because they're winning the Southeast, would go to Orlando. And I guess with a win and a loss, they could get to 6. So maybe there's some motivation here. I just don't have maybe Vucevic is the guy I'd play.
Anytime you don't want to talk about Orlando, you just mention Vucevic and move on because he's always a GPP play.
Him and Terrence Ross, I think that those are the 2. You're right. Him and Terrence Ross, I think you could always mention as GPP. This guy, man. I have to give Vucevic a lot of credit because I thought that Orlando would trade him, and I thought he'd be gone. But the way they played and the way he played this guy's never been a rebounder. The way he was averaging close to a triple-double for a good month of the season before that trade deadline is the reason why this team was even in a chance to be in the playoffs. So, I mean, he's not going to get any votes for MVP, but this guy meant more to his team than probably any other player in the league did, and he's the reason why this team is going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree with that. On the Hornets side of things, I mean, obviously, you already know what to do. You got Kemba Walker at home in a must-win game, 9,800. You just load him up in this spot. I'm not saying he's an absolute lock. That's not what I'm saying, but the guy's a really good play in this spot right here. They need this game to win. I mean, not they. If they win this game, they're not necessarily in the playoff. They still need some help, but at least give yourself a chance. Try your best, win this game. He's gonna either go crazy or he's gonna go down firing and be one of those that we always talk about, like D'Angelo Russell, a 5 for 30 kind of night. One way or another, he's gonna go out shooting. Like Kemba Walker a lot in this spot. By far the best play on the Hornets. Then you can look at a couple guys. Miles Bridges is playing 30 minutes a game. He's showing a little bit of upside. He's a GPP play. Nicholas Batum, he's came back from injury. Last game he played like 26, 27 minutes, and he's 3,800. I mean, if he was 5,000, I wouldn't be talking about Nicholas Batum. But at 3,800, the guy has a little bit of upside. Maybe he can, man up and have a good game for once in a must-win game for his team. They really depend on him, usually in the rotation. So I think he is going to play 3,800. If it don't work out, he'll be your drop spot. Outside of them three guys, I mean, you can look at Comiskey off the bench, but the price tag is really starting to come up at 6.3. So he would definitely just strictly be a GPP. Same thing with Lamb, 6.4, playing 30 minutes off the bench. Lamb, I personally think Lamb's a little bit better player than Comiskey. Lamb is just, we know what we're going to get from Lamb is consistently, if he's going to play right around 30 minutes, he's going to get you about 25 fantasy points. But yeah, man, it's Comiskey, Lamb off the bench, and then you can look at Walker, Bridges, Batum, and kind of move on.
Cool.
Next game we're going to go with is going to be the Sacramento Kings going into Portland to face the Trailblazers. This game has a 227 over-under. Portland's favored by 8 in this one.
Love Lillard. Love Lillard in this spot because this game does mean something to them, right? I mean, we're looking at the standings here, and they I believe that they have a tiebreaker, right? Do they have the tiebreaker? I'm gonna have to look at that because this game may mean more to Portland than tonight's game did, right? They could tie Houston. I don't know who has a tiebreaker. I have to look at that. But if two things, we need to find out who has a tiebreaker here, and if it means anything to Portland. If they win, if they would bump Houston to the 4. You have to love Lillard and the opportunity to go out there and get a win against Sacramento. I think Sacramento will push the game to the limit. But if there's nothing to play here, obviously Utah can't catch them with a 2-game lead on the 4 seed. I think they rest guys, and I think that you just fade Portland, and there would be value that will pop up, obviously. Probably Seth Curry would become a guy you could play. I think that finding that out, and while you talk about the other side, I'll figure that out.
So, I mean, I'm talking about the Kings, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So on the Kings side of things, I mean, they're going to play their guys. I mean, they're trying to finish out the season strong. They were close to the playoffs. The Kings are eliminated, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think they're gonna. It's the same thing like Atlanta. I think they're gonna play their young guys and kind of end the season on a good note. And to me, I think the Kings are more interesting. If you're going to get starters and Portland rest some guys and they're going to be playing some backups, and they're probably going to kill them, and you're going to really, really like the Kings. We got to see what happens really with Portland. But either way, you can look at a couple guys. De'Aaron Fox, 8,500. The guy's been playing very well all season, coming off a monster game where he put up a 50-burger. He's in play. Harrison Barnes, 5,000. Not the crazy upside, but we know what we're going to get from him. Basically 5x every single night. Willie Cauley-Stein, if he's going to be going against Cantor or if he's going to be going against backups, 5.5. Strictly GPP play for me because that guy's crazy up and down, but he does have a little bit of upside. Buddy Hield, 7,000s in play. And then you look at their obvious 2 guys off the bench. You got Marvin Bagley and you got Bojan. I think that both of those guys – where's Bo? Yeah, and you got Bojan as well. I think both of those guys, they figure out ways to bring them in off the bench and play 28 minutes a game. So, yeah, man, for me, just keep it simple. My favorite guys are going to be Fox, Hield, a little bit of Barnes, If you're looking for a solid floor, Bagley, Bogdanovich off the bench, and just kind of move on.
Yo, so here's the situation. 2-1 is what the season series was. Portland owns the tiebreaker here, and Houston needed to win tonight to control their own destiny. So Houston lost to Oklahoma City. If Portland had to win tonight, they did. If they win tomorrow night, they become the 3. Houston drops to the 4.
So they need to win.
Load up Damian Lillard, load up CJ McCollum, load up Sacramento. I honestly think this game could be a 135-130 game. This game should be exciting. Sacramento's going to throw a punch. They're going to play. They're in the same exact situation that Atlanta's in, where Atlanta's been playing. They don't have any reason to rest guys. These 5 guys plus Marvin Bagley and Bogdanovich, like you said, I would load up Lillard. I would load up Cantor, McCollum.
This is a good spot.
This is a really good spot for fantasy tomorrow. I would get as much exposure to this as possible.
Yep. Moving on. Next game we're going to go, it's going to be the Utah Jazz going into Los Angeles to face the Clippers. This game, we don't have an over-under yet, but the Clippers are favored by 6.5 in this one.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say that you're going to see news with Utah resting people. They can't go down. They can't go up. This is a good spot to give these guys a little break extended break before they go into the playoffs. It's an extra day rest. I think you could see Joe Ingles rest tomorrow. I think you could see Ricky Rubio, who's a game time decision, not play. I think you'll see Thabo Cephalosha, Epke Udo. If Epke Udo is announced as a starter tomorrow with Royce O'Neal, you load up Epke Udo at your center spot. Forget what I said about Drummond. You load up Royce O'Neal. The Epke Udo and the times he's had a chance to start has gone bonkers on more than one occasion. This is not a guy you want to sleep on and not fade. You do not want to fade him if he's going to start tomorrow if they do rest Rudy Gobert, which I can totally see Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Derek Favors, and Joe Ingles not playing tomorrow, and then Ricky Rubio's game time decision tag. Even if these guys do play and start tomorrow, they're going to be doing it for the NBA so they don't get fined for whatever this resting rule is. They're not going to be able to call load management on all 5 starters. I could see these guys starting and then Udo getting a lot of play. Udo's a really good tournament play, in my opinion, tomorrow, and know what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have to mention Niang, too.
On the Clipper side of things right now, we got Harrell listed as a starter. If Harrell's going to start at 7,000, I mean, I like him. I think he'll be a really good play.
If Harrell's going to start and they rest guys on the Jazz side, just load him up.
Hey, he'll go nuts. So I think Harrell honestly is probably going to be my favorite play if he's going to be in the start lineup against the Jazz. We got to wait and see what's going on with Gallinari. He's a game time decision. If he's in, he's a guy that you can look at in GPPs. Patrick Beverly, 5,000 is in play. A little bit of Alexander. I don't like Shamet. He's not a guy I play because I feel like he doesn't give me that much upside. You could consider, I guess, all 5 of the other 4 Clipper starters. But for me, it's really just Harrell. Lou Williams is a game time decision. He's deemed probable, though. They say he's going to play. So he's definitely a good play at 6.7. The price tag is very fair on him right now. So that's really where I'm at, man. For the Clippers, it's really just Harrell, Lou Williams, if he's going to play, and just kind of move on. Final game of the night we're going to go with, it is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Denver to face the Nuggets. This game, we don't have an over-under yet, but Denver's favored by 9.5 in this one.
Look.
Does this game mean anything for Denver?
Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. So you're probably going to rest. Well, but I think they rested last game.
It means absolutely nothing for them. And let me just look really quick to make sure, but I believe Denver has the tiebreaker over Houston. Denver, number 2 seed without any Houston help if the Nuggets win their final 2 games against Utah and Minnesota. So it looks like they need to win this game.
Yeah. The Denver does need to win this game?
Like Denver needs to win this game, yeah. So if Denver needs to win this game, if they lose, they'd be tied 53-29 with 53-29 with Houston, and I think that Houston has a tiebreaker here. So they need to win this game. It's a winnable game for them. They should have taken care of business tonight. They really should have, and a good opportunity for them to do that. But look, Karl-Anthony Towns is a game-time decision. I think that a lot of what's going to happen in this game stems off what they do with Karl-Anthony Towns. Dario Saric at 5.6. I just think there's going to be better spots than this Minnesota exposure for the guys that are going to be priced where they're at. Denver's a suffocating defense. They can be. They've shown that throughout this season. I just don't think you need to get any exposure to Minnesota here if Towns is in or out. Wiggins at 7. There's better spots in my opinion. I just think there's better spots for price and opportunity than Minnesota.
Yeah, on the different side of things, man, I'm going to be just keep it just short, simple. Jokic, Millsap, Jamal Murray, those guys are basically their best 3 players. I mean, I think they're all fair price tags, especially in a must-win game. You can look at them, and that's it for me. You can look at Mason Plumlee, 6.4 as a GPP play. He's a guy that's pretty much going to get you 25 any night. But the price tag is up. You need about 32, 33 just for cash value. But it's really Jokic, Millsap, Murray, like you just mentioned this the other day. Barton, Gary Harris, they're playing like 22 to 25 minutes. Then you got them splitting minutes with Morris, Craig, BZ. I mean, all these guys are just splitting a bunch of minutes. So for me, I'm just going to stick with the guys I know they're going to get their minutes. It's going to be Jokic, Millsap, Murray. And that's it for me on the Nugget side of things, bro. So, hey, man, that's all we got for you guys. 11 games, knocked it out. But yeah, hey, if you aren't, make sure you're still playing basketball. We're gonna have some content up all the way through the playoffs. So if you haven't checked it out, dfscheatsheet.com. We got about 5 different sports going right now. Ton of content on the site. If you're playing the Masters this weekend, we got a bunch of articles on that already. Hey, stop missing out. Join the money team. Outside of that, good luck on your guys' contest tomorrow. Peace out.